Hi, my name is Jennifer Theriot, and T-Bird has asked us indie authors to participate in a YouTube video where we talk about ourselves as indie authors. I've written a series called Out of the Box Awakening. My series deals with middle-aged lovers. Um, I I'm probably, let me preface by saying I'm probably the oldest um, in our group. I turned 60 in November, and I think the other girls are younger. So my books are about middle-aged lovers. Um, my first book in this series is called Out of the Box Awakening, and this is the cover for it. It is about a woman named Olivia Peterson. She um, moves from Houston, Texas to Highland Park, Illinois. Her husband's been transferred, and she finds out very quickly how life isn't always just what you think it is. I'll preface by saying my idea for writing this book, I started writing Halloween night in 2012, 2 years ago. And I had just read the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I love to read romance, so after I read that book, which I have to confess I read 3 times, because the first time I read it, you get that wow factor and you're like, seriously? So I thought there's got to be a, a, a meaning behind this book. So I read it 2 more times. I got the romance out of it. But it was about a 20-something-year-old girl, and most of the romance that I had read was 20, 30-something-year-old girls, which is fine. I enjoy reading the books, but I felt like there was nothing out there that represented women my age. Middle-aged lovers. We still feel young. We love to dance. We love to have a good time. We love good sex. We have good relationships. So ideas started brewing in my mind, and I thought, well, if I'm not reading it, why don't I just write it? So I took 2 of my good girlfriends to dinner and drinks one night. We got to talking, and I told them that I had been thinking about writing a book. They actually dared me to do it, which all of my friends know, don't ever dare me to do anything because I'm going to do it. So I came home and I said, I'm going to do it. So I started writing. I researched demographics. I knew in my mind what my main character, Olivia, I knew her personality in my mind. I wanted a sexy guy that was going to bring her out of her box. So I developed my character, Ash Harper. Olivia moves from her home in Houston, Texas to Highland Park, Illinois, and they stay with this widower, Ash Harper, in this mansion that he lives in. And of course, Olivia's husband is called away out of the country for his job, so she's left there with Ash, and they form this relationship. It's over the holidays. Olivia is faced with this heartache that she would never have expected, and she's forced to step out of her box. And that's where this title, Out of the Box Awakening, came from. She was comfortable in her comfort zone. She was a wife, a mother. She had totally lost herself, didn't know who she was, and which I feel a lot of women who have raised children, who have a husband, you kind of lose track of yourself. You're so consumed with your family and your children, your husband, that the word me, is non-existent in your life. So I wanted to write a book about a woman who was faced with that reality. She had a heartache. She was slammed in the face with having to come to grips with this, and she had to find herself. So that's where my book Out of the Box Awakening came from. In this book, you follow Olivia on her journey towards finding herself. She faces this heartache. She's got an incredible support group. She's got 3 grown kids. Ash Harper has a son. He's a widower. He's actually got 3 sons, but his son Tommy is in a rock band. I'm a music fan, so I knew that in my book about middle-aged lovers that I needed to have something young and fun for my younger readers. So I developed this band, Avenue. Tommy Harper is a singer in the band, and there's another guy in the band named Todd O'Malley, who my muse was Adam Levine, and anybody who knows me knows I love Adam Levine. So Todd is based off of Adam Levine. He's a pierced, tatted up, F-bomb dropping rocker that you gotta love. I mean, he's so brash, but he's a teddy bear heart. He befriends Olivia, my main character. They become best friends, and Todd helps her through an enormous amount of heartache. Well, Ash helps her because he's her lover, but Todd, as her friend, is there for her, and it just shows that unlikely friendships can prevail. So in Out of the Box Awakening, we follow Olivia on this journey, and we realize that life isn't always what we think it is. In meeting T-Bird, she encouraged me to go on and write my second book. She's an incredible gal, by the way. So we got to talking, and she goes, "Oh, you've got to continue this." So I continued my series, and I wrote Out of the Box Regifted. In Out of the Box Regifted, you'll see the hands on the book. This is Olivia was she was thrown away by her husband, and Ash was there to pick up the pieces. He was her knight in shining armor, and she was regifted to him. Regifting can be a good thing. In a relationship where you're thrown away and someone no longer wants you, there's someone that'll pick you up and take you, and that is the regifting process. So in Out of the Box Regifted, Olivia is gifted to Ash. They go on this journey where there's a lot more of the families involved. There's drug addiction in this book. There is infidelity. There's death. There's a wedding. There is a pregnancy. Everything, all the elements come together, and I've tried to make it as emotional as I can, where women can feel that second chances are a good thing. Just because life deals you a heartache doesn't mean a second chance can't come along. And one of my readers gave me the most amazing analogy of the book, and that was, when life throws you a second chance, embrace it like there's no tomorrow. So in Out of the Box Regifted, that's where I was trying to go with this. There was a little cliffhanger at the end, I got to tell you. But I'm working on the third book, Out of the Box Everlasting, and I purposely styled my books to where you could know exactly where you are in the series. It's Out of the Box Awakening, which is A, Out of the Box Regifted, which is R, and Out of the Box Everlasting, which is E. So it's A-R-E, R. That's the order of the book. So in July, I went to an indie author signing, the Indie Mashup in Rogers, Arkansas. I met a phenomenal little author, and I say little because she's 27, and she's way beyond her 27 years in maturity and her ability to write, Mary Elizabeth Palmerin. She gave a symposium on bridge novellas, and I was not to a point yet where I could fully devote my time to Out of the Box Everlasting. I work full time, so my writing is done on nights and weekends. So I listened to her talk in her symposium about how a bridge novella could connect you, leave you connected with the readers, and have you give them something to where you're letting them know, I'm working on the third book, but I'm going to give you something in the meantime to tide you over until I finish. So I came back from that symposium, and in my mind, I knew that Todd O'Malley, my rocker in the book, had a story to tell. He had met this girl who was totally, you would never picture them together. He met her and she captured his heart. I mean, she was the one for him. So I started writing this book. And one of the good things about being an indie author is that you have this incredible support group. I'm in two groups where it's like a sorority. They're we're there to share each other's successes. We can share our heartaches, and it's an amazing group of women. So I came back. I was so excited after meeting Mary and this idea of this novella. So I went into my group and I said, I'm thinking about writing this bridge novella. It's about a rocker. I need a good title for this book. So one of the authors in my group, Ari Hargrave, who is in Ari, I call her Ari. Everybody calls her Rachel, but to me she's Ari. Incredible author. She came up with this title when I gave the thinking behind the book. She said Toccata Obbligato because Todd's a musician. The way that they met, the lyrical sense of their meeting and their relationship with Kyra, just matched Toccata Obbligato. So I added Serenading Kyra because Kyra was his mate that he met. So we came up with this book, my little bridge novella, Toccata Obbligato, Serenading Kyra. Ari also hooked me up with the amazing cover artist. This is one of the benefits of being an indie author and being in these groups is that you're there to support each other. We all recommend. It's like we're cheerleaders for each other. So Ari gave me the name of this cover artist, J.C. Clark. I told J.C. what I was thinking about and how Adam Levine was my muse. She found this cover that was incredible. So I developed this book, Toccata Obbligato, and I'm working on the third book in this series, Out of the Box Everlasting. I do work full time, so it's very difficult for me. I know that most of my thinking is done on my drive to work every morning. I live in Houston, so I have a commute to go to the office. I purposely take a scenic route to work where I drive curvy roads with trees and the sunlight coming in, and I keep my little journal by me on my seat in the car, and as my characters speak to me, I'll jot down what they've said, and it's funny how you'll be driving to work and you'll hear a song on the radio, the words to the song inspire you, and you'll think, oh, I can relate to a scene in that book, or your characters will talk to you on the way to work. I've had my characters speak to me and say, look, okay, we've been back here for 2 weeks. You haven't written anything. We've been speaking to you, so can you give us something here? So that is my way of, my inspiration is through music and my characters speaking to me. I know that when I get home from work every night, I can't wait to go and open my safe and get my laptop out and start writing. And I'm fortunate in that my kids are grown. I have 3 kids, and they're all grown and married. I have 3 grandkids. So it's just my husband and I at home. And I'm afforded that to where I can get my laptop out and write every night. I don't know how the other indie authors that have kids and have to do homework and shuttle kids around all day, I don't know how they do it. They're my heroes because they're amazing. I, on the other hand, come home and just pull out my laptop. My husband's left on his own to do dinner because I'm not a cook. So writing at night is that's where you can find me at night. I'm the oldest in the group. I believe I'm the oldest, which that's good. That's okay. And I'm probably the wine drinker in the group. I love my wine. I drink a glass of wine when I get home every evening, and it inspires me to write. So I guess what I wanted to say is that I'm so proud to be a part of the indie author community. I've met some incredible authors. I've met Ari Hargrave, who gave me the title, helped me with the title for Toccata Obbligato. She writes a BDSM series, the Divine Trilogy, which I've read. I'm not in the lifestyle, but she's an incredible writer. Her stories are just gripping. They are just so emotional, and I adore her writing style. Another writer that is in my group who came to stay with me in June in Houston is Diane Ranella. She is an incredible writer as well. I love her writing style. And I also met T-Bird in June. I had known her for probably, over a year and a half. And we talked over the telephone and Facebook. And when I met her in June, she was exactly like I pictured her. She inspires us all so much. She is the most incredible beta reader and friend. She's rough on us. She'll kick our butts if she feels we're not up to our potential. And I love that about her. I love being challenged. I love the fact that somebody can tell you what you've written and sent to them to read is crap. You need to put your style on it, or I'm not feeling it. That's one of the good things about having a good beta reader or a partner critique that can critique your work. T-Bird is one of those people, and my writing style is first person. I love to write in first person. I love to read in first person because I feel, for me, I like to feel that the character is talking to me and that I'm just sitting down with that character. So first person for me works better. As far as doing the beta reading and having that process, a lot of the authors prefer to write their manuscripts and send them off to be beta read. I prefer piecemeal. I'll do 5 chapters at a time, send it to T-Bird, have her send me her grr faces and her I'm not feeling this, or you need to put your Jen touch on it. For me, that works. I like to do my stuff as a work in process, not as the finished product, and send it to her. I also love to get her comments back when she'll send me something and say I need to rewrite it, and I rewrite it and she gives me a good comment and a big happy face, and that makes my day and it makes me smile. So being an indie author is awesome. I sometimes think that, being in the publishing world, being with a big publishing company, you don't have control of your destiny. And that's one of the things I love about being an indie author is that I'm in control. I like to control my deadlines. I like to control my covers. That part about it is very self-satisfying to me. So being an indie author for me is amazing. And you may notice this wreath in the background up here. This was given to me by my amazing daughter-in-law. And this is one of the benefits of having your family support you and be behind you. She took all 3 of my books, and those are pages from all 3 of my books that she meticulously put into this gorgeous wreath and gave me on my birthday. So that's another thing. And I know I watched the video that R.E. Hargrave did talking about how your family, when you're writing and you're headstrong into your writing, your family kind of goes by the wayside and you neglect them. But knowing that your family's in your court and they support you is the most amazing feeling. Having your family come to your book signings, or one of your kids saying, "Mom, I'm so proud of you," or your husband saying, I'm proud of you, that kind of it solidifies and gives you the fuel that keeps you going. In addition to your readers, I can honestly say that when a reader emails me or sends me a message and saying, "Your book inspires me, it makes me feel good about myself," that makes me feel incredible, because my message that I want to get out to my readers is every woman is beautiful. There's someone out there for everybody, and don't ever think that a second chance comes along. It doesn't come along, because it does. The right person is out there for everybody, and I just want my readers, the women, to feel good about themselves and know that life does throw you second chances, and they do happen. So I know I'm rambling on. I'm doing this for T-Bird because she kind of called me out. I'm probably the last one to do this. So I wanted to spend some time with you and let you get to know me. Again, I'm Jennifer Theriot, an indie author. My books are the Out of the Box series. That would be Out of the Box Awakening, Out of the Box Regifted, and Toccata Obbligato, Serenading Kyra. They're available on Amazon.com, and I hope you'll give me a try. Thank you so much.